Yo, 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 GN. GN.
GN.
What's good, boys? I see everybody in the chat with the resubs, with the gifted. Yo, appreciate it very much. I hope y'all having a wonderful Friday night. Hope you have off on Friday.
Man, definitely. Sorry about that debate. That was my fault. My for some reason my settings just like went crazy, and I had no sound in my ear, so it was gonna be just Jeremy talking and me not hearing anything. So we had to kind of stop it, and then we got the settings fixed out. We're vibing. We're here. It's Friday night. It's it's our first Friday night stream. We usually when we do these NFA After Darks, it's on a Monday, but hey, here we are on our Friday night, and we're vibing. We got basketball on. It's the weekend. We got and I guess just a little sneak peek. I don't know about you, Jeremy, but I woke up and I think I chose violence today.
You chose violence today?
I think I did. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty violent tonight, and we're going to get into that later on.
Yo, this man woke up and chose violence straight up.
I mean, I know you did. I mean, I know that's basically every morning for you. You always wake up and choose violence, but yeah, that's just how you wake up. But for me, I try to be positive, have good vibes, but today it's just different. You just woke up and chose violence, so that's a teaser. We're gonna have that's gonna be a segment later on today. We're gonna have a
shout out
segment.
to everybody here though. Yeah, supported. I mean, it is Good Friday. Hope you're having a great Friday. Hope you're having a good holiday weekend, and then everybody's staying safe with the travels and whatnot. So
yeah. All right. Sorry about let's see. Wednesday. We missed our stream because, again, my fault. This week's been like a busy IRL life stuff going on for me. We're replacing our roof, cutting trees down. It's tax week. All this stuff's going on. Running around doing all these things around the house. So, but Jeremy was, good enough for us to put up our first YouTube video tutorial on Discord. So hopefully you guys were able to check that out. He's going to have more in that series coming out. I'll be trying to find a topic I can maybe do a series on as well. And as we're talking, Jeremy's popping bottles over there. What are you drinking?
Yo, we're getting in the mood.
Oh man, this is
about to be a night.
This is after dark for sure.
After dark.
Well, I got
a little cab.
I got boring.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay, there we go. I didn't know you guys lived like that in Texas. Sheesh. Just expected the Shiner to come out. That's all I drink in Texas.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool. Well, without further ado, I guess we can just jump right into things, right? Our usual schedule. But again, thanks for holding down on Wednesday. But we're back, and we'll be back to our normal times next week as well. But yeah, let's jump into some floor updates. Let's see what's going on in the market. So, looking at the gainer side, we've got not a lot going on, I guess. I guess you could say. I mean, we're not going to talk about
projects.
Yeah, like we're not going to talk about Rare Bunnies Club, who's the top. The 24-hour volume is 0.12. Like, we're not going to talk about that. These are like Hunter says, quote, this is quote gainers, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
The only thing that's noticeable, I guess, is like star catchers. Like, it's something we know, but it's like they
Woody's. I see
had
Woody's
those issues.
there.
Yeah, Woody's there.
Woody's, and I mean, Crypto Dads was like a flash in the pan, but we know of Crypto Dads.
Hey, that's one of my TV shows that I picked, right?
Oh wait, one of your favorite projects, the Reg Radio membership pass.
Hey,
down there, 0.05.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pumping. Tubby Cats, BSB, that's the BSB guarantee right there. We love the cats, right?
Shout out Mtoli for Neo Tokyo.
And then Sappy Seals, they're having a nice little day.
Wait, is that real? Neo Tokyo outer identities are at 1.3?
Yeah, they've been dropping for a while.
Mtoli, is this correct? These are the ones that we're selling from like 6 to 10?
Yeah, I believe so, yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, not great. They definitely fell down. But yeah, so like we said, not a lot to talk about here. What'd you see? What you got?
Number 16, Koala Intelligence Agency. I was just talking about the boys. I was talking with the boys. I was like, you remember when that guy sold his Bored Ape and like traded it in for like 30 or 40 koalas?
No, that's the play right there. That's what every time I see people say, like, oh, you know what? It doesn't make sense holding a Bored Ape right now because I can turn that money into, I can buy a project at 0.05 and then 2x that and just keep flipping. I'm like, yeah, but you're gonna end up buying a bunch of KIAs or or rare bunny clubs that's going to be worth nothing in like a month or two. So hopefully you flip it. Otherwise, that's so risky. And give me the Bored Ape, right? Don't sell your most valuable asset, your blue chip, just to play the slots, right? You don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, rip that guy.
Yeah, we got some more subscriptions. Let me pull up my streaming thing. I can't see, but I think we got Terps, we got Cody. Appreciate the subscribes. Appreciate that. Yeah, we've got. Let's look at so like I said, there's nothing to look in here. Let's look at the opposite, and this is where it's gonna get spicy, and we're gonna save some takes for later, okay? Because some of these projects, yes, look, number 2, we got.
Sorry, my bad. It was a 5 gifted from Jeremy's sister. 5 gifted. She was paying it forward after she got that Galaxy off your hands.
She did. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad she won that. I know that she's been wanting that. So yeah, she obviously came to play that weekend. So GG's to her. Appreciate that, Jeremy's sister. But all right, this is where it's gonna get spicy, and we're gonna save some of this. A lot of this violence that's coming from me is gonna be coming from this section. So I'm gonna hold back my thoughts until a little bit later. But right off the bat, you can see at number 2 and at number 7, 2 of the top 10 spots. We got cool pets and cool cats. They're down bad.
That's tough.
They're down bad. I'm going to leave it at that until we jump into it later. But we've got Frenzies. This is one of those ones that was like, I think this is like one of those like influencer, like a wannabe influencer pump project, because it was like one of their friends that they're trying to pump it, and everyone wasn't buying it.
Didn't they mint at like 2 or 3 ETH or something like that?
I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, I never bought these. We got Clay Friends, they're down. We got yeah, I mean this. You see a lot more products that we know in the red than we do in the green, right? Which is not great, but hey, we're here. I just kind of want to take a look at like some of the top projects, like Bored Apes. They're not really moving very much right now. Like these top projects, outside of NFT worlds, like just like the top profile picture projects, they're not really moving, plus 5% either way. It's kind of given. So it's good to see them kind of staying around just, where they're at. And we're seeing most movement in the mid tier and lower.
I would think that NFT worlds is kind of coming down a little bit because I think they announced their avatars yesterday or the day before. So They announced avatars, had a little pump, and then now it's the people who of course bought the top, and now they're trying to get out. Yeah,
that's probably accurate. I don't follow NFT worlds too closely, so I didn't know that they were going to have avatars. That's interesting. But all right, so let's jump in. Let's just jump into something spicy right out the gate. And
shoot!
And you and I were involved in this. We were, we're. I guess you could consider us culprits in this. We benefited from someone's huge mistake. Nope, come back. I'm gonna bring you back on stage. There you go. Clip it and ship it. And this isn't too spicy compared to other stuff going on, but Top Shot had a big screw up the other day.
What had happened was
well, see, and unfortunately, I mean, it just kind of landed on our laps. We didn't mean to buy it. We just came across it and we thought it was normal. We had no idea what happened. It just happened, just showed up in my Top Shot account. I don't know how it got there, but let's pull up this here again, and we've got. So yeah, this was yesterday, and someone made a mistake on the Top Shot team, and instead of putting this in like some different area, this was supposed to be a reward for like the top challenge reward for the metallic silver fandom editions, right? But someone, they fat fingered their keyboard and instead listed them all for sale.
Yeah, and, somebody messed up because
yeah.
And for those of you who don't follow Top Shot, can you tell us like what's the big deal about this? I mean, weren't they supposed to be released for $59 back then or something like that, or like challenge rewards? What kind of moments do these packs hold inside?
Yeah, so the reason why this was a big deal is because this whole thing right here, Series 1, right? Series 1 is like the gold tier. This is a Series 1 rare pack. It's not just like a Series 1 common. Because you still, even in a Series 1 common, you can still get $20, $30, $40 moments, like nothing too crazy. This is a Series 1 rare pack, and what was in this pack was, it was 2 run-it-backs, 1 MGLE, and then 6 just regular like commons from the set. The average value, I think, for one of these packs in the current market is around, I think, like 2,000, 2,500 at a minimum. If you got like super unlucky, pretty much like 2,000 if you were really unlucky, and someone listed it for sale for the original price of $59, and you know, the link was out there. Some people got a hold of it and shared it. I don't know what happened, but you and I just, this popped up, and I blacked out, and I woke up and this was in my account, and I don't know how it happened. Like I said, I don't know.
How long was this up for?
I think it was up for like 5 minutes, right? In Top Shot had an announcement. They came out later and said, like, yeah, it was a mistake. This was supposed to be for the reward, for that challenge, and it ended up being, I think, 175 people were able to buy it while it was up before they could actually fix it and take it down. That's not a lot of people when you look at the whole Top Shot ecosystem. And the crazy thing is, like, there's a lot of our friends, like a lot of our circle they were able to scoop it, and it happened on this all happened on voice chat. This is one of the benefits of finding a Discord server, being in Discord. I'm not going to say who sent us the link, but I'm just going to say
who sent us the link.
I'm just going to say that we were on the Discord call, and all of a sudden someone says, yo, check out the Top Shot channel, and we click it, and there's a link, we click it and buy it, and then
shout out to that guy.
Shout out. You know who you are.
Names, but you know who you are. But sir, tell us what happened after that. After we got the link.
Oh, are we okay? So this is where we're gonna call out one of our own, right?
We can share this name.
Yeah, we're gonna share. We're gonna put this person on blast. This maybe
start the FUD.
Yeah, we're choosing violence on Friday, so he's probably not even listening. It's past his bedtime, But Gokina, this man,
we're here buying packs.
This man, the secret link is in our chat, and it's early. We know it's a mistake, right? It's obvious this is a mistake. It's not supposed to happen. So we're trying to take advantage of it, and we're trying to get the boys to secure their pack, right? We're trying to make sure everyone we know, we're trying to spread the news and get it out there. Yeah, we got to take care of everyone. We got to take care of our boys. And this man Gokina, this man loves clout, and I'll tell you that right now. So he takes this link and he shares it in the Top Shot general chat.
Oh my god, dude!
So he puts it in Top Shot General, and then we get on to him like we're giving a hard time in the voice chat, like, come on, Gokina, what are you doing? Like, knock it off. So he deletes it, but it was up for like 2 or 3 minutes. It was up for, he says it was only up for like 20 seconds. It was like 2 or 3 minutes. But
it's not a big deal. It was only up there.
It's not
for
a big
30
deal.
Seconds.
It's not a big deal. Everyone saw it. There's not even any people. There's not a lot of people in there. I only said one thing. But then he says he deleted it. But then what's funny is that he kept getting these comments, like people tagging him, like, yo, thanks so much for that call out, thank you. And then he was trying to brush it off, and then someone, I was following the chat, and someone asked him, like, hey, what's your Top Shot username so I can send you a tip for that? And this man replies with his Top Shot username.
No shot.
This man.
So what did you end up getting from that? What kind of...
Yeah, I ended up getting nothing. I mean, I obviously, it was, I can't say nothing too crazy, because I did get a Tim Duncan run it back, which was like the biggest moment of my pack, and that's like a $2,200 moment in this $60 pack. So I got a Tim Duncan, I got a Chris Bosch run it back, and then I got I think it was a Josh Jackson MGLE Top Shot debut. But it was kind of, it was just crazy because I wasn't here in Top Shot. I've never opened a Series 1 pack, right? So, it was one of the more fun pack openings I've ever experienced on Top Shot, because it was just like these Series 1 moments. Like there's 9 moments in this pack, and every single one was a Series 1 Top Shot debut. And it was just so fun to go through and open them, and just, shout out to Top Shot for making that mistake and letting me experience that, because other than that, I would not have done this reward. But it was crazy. I know you got one as well. How'd yours turn out?
I'm looking at it now. From the run it back, I got a Shabazz LE. I got a what is this? Metallic gold, yeah. And then I got the rib that I got. The run it back was Sean Marion.
Nice.
From Dallas. So.
Rich get richer.
That was pretty nice. Just between those 2 moments alone, it's like a G or so, and then we paid like $60 for it. So, definitely a dub.
Finally Top Shots plus EV, am I right?
Yep. Oh wait, there's two running backs in there. I also got Roy Hibbert. So
yeah, I know Snow got one. He says it's the first time in over a year that he makes money off a Top Shot pack.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, so just between those 3 moments alone, that's like 1,200.
Yeah.
So.
Now, we look back at like one of the other bigger mess ups in Top Shot history was like a month. It was a couple months ago, and it's whenever they had the whole issue with the randomizer, where it was all the commons were at the front, then it was all the rares, then it was all the legendaries, like in the order they weren't randomized. Do you think that this is a bigger mess up, or do you think the randomized issue was a bigger mess up?
The randomization.
Yeah.
This is understandable. I mean, understandable in the sense that it just seems like it's not a fundamental thing to be
right.
wrong, right? This is like a cell link that accidentally went live, or somebody misunderstood, put it in the wrong bucket. But it's not fundamentally wrong where it's like the moments aren't being randomized.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's the randomizer thing. People paid money to expect a certain odds at getting getting a rare or a legendary, and they paid money but didn't get that back. Right? They got a common, and it was a guarantee. There was no chance of them getting a rare or a legendary. So I think this was. This wasn't as bad as the randomizer, but people in the Top Shot general chat on Reddit, they were making this seem like this was the worst thing in the world, and they lost their trust, and Top Shot needs to make it right, but it's just because they missed out, right? I wish more people that we know would have been able to get it before they took it down, but yeah, I think the randomizer was a lot worse than this, but that doesn't make us any better, right? It's still a pretty bad mess up, and looks like Top Shot already released like what they're going to do in place of this. So instead of this being the reward, obviously this can't be the reward anymore because they sold them. So instead of that, the new reward for that challenge is going to be like 2 season 2 or series 2 holo packs, a bunch of other packs. So basically it's going to be 2 holos, 6 MGLEs, and a bunch of commons, which I think the value ends up being more than the average value of the running back pack. So yeah, I think it's a win for them still as well.
For sure. So I mean, just starting off the night, FUD and Top Shot. I mean, I don't know how this business is still up, to be honest. I do know how it's up because everybody in the server is keeping it alive.
It's up because they make $2 to $3 million a week,
wasting money.
Yeah, I mean, everyone always talks about these cash grabs and NFTs. We're like, oh, you can't believe you people sold this out for 0.05 or 10,000 each for nothing. And it's like we do the same thing with Top Shot, right? And we know it's happening, and we still buy it.
Still buy
because we're complete degens.
So 2 things here: we're FUDing Top Shot again, and then we're FUDing Gokina for sharing the link.
Yep, so. FUDing Gokina because this man, one of our boys, BSB, he missed out on a pack. Because instead of sending it to BSB, Gokina sent it to the Top Shot general chat to people he doesn't even know.
Gokina sent it to the public.
Oh my gosh.
All right, what's next?
All right, next up. I mean, I guess we can kind of FUD this too, but let's pull up. So the details of this were released at the end of our Monday stream, so we haven't really had a chance to go through it. But we've got, the Coinbase had their announcement. I know this has been kind of lost with all the other news going on lately, but they had this trilogy announcement, and we didn't break it down too much because it happened like right after our stream. And but I just kind of wanted to see, like, did you look into this? Did you see what they were offering for people to use their apes? And is this something that you're interested in?
I can't remember the exact figures, but I know that it was relatively not great.
Yeah.
But then I think it's kind of balanced. In these deals, you always have to consider like leverage, and what Coinbase brings to the table, right? They're not your, comic maker like just starting out. They're not your, even when Jenkins started, and comparing to what Coinbase could bring to what Jenkins could bring in the very beginning, like you still might have chose Coinbase. So like I understand what they're able to do. But I just think it should probably realize that they're dealing with like the Bored Ape members. They're not gonna just accept. I mean, they're so like prideful, right?
Yeah. Well, it's also like the Bored Ape holders right now have kind of, I mean, we're both holders, so we can say this. We've kind of lost touch of what money is, right? Of actual figures. So like, I think the price came down to like they were going to pay you $10,000 to use your ape in their movie in the first one, Which that's $10,000 is no small figure, right? But to a lot of these Bored Ape holders, they were sending out these tweets saying, this is way too small. It should be 6 figures. This is your IP. Protect it. Which I think, I think it's funny. I'm not doing. I didn't sign up for it. I'm not interested in it. But I'm also not using my IP anywhere else where I think it's going to make more than that, right? I think I did see where they. If they do use your ape, it's just as an extra basically. It's like a background thing. It's not like a main character in a movie. Like the main character is already set, right?
Yeah.
This is just for a background. Which if you're not going to use your ape for anything, you don't really care. Then hey, that's extra 10,000.
The other problem I could see is that if they limit where you can use your ape elsewhere as this is going on, right? So that would be a thing to consider as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't looked in the details on if how exclusive it is. I know that they do. I think I did see that they're gonna basically mint an NFT that stays with your ape. So, and it's basically representing how they have the whatever rights that they get for using your ape, and if you sold your ape, then that NFT will also transfer to the new buyer. So that NFT stays with that ape, which I don't know if that increases the value of an ape or if it decreases it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, who knows when this would even come out, DGen Trilogy, because, we've been talking about Coinbase Marketplace. Sorry, not even us. They've been talking about Coinbase Marketplace for a hot minute now, and there's no sign of it at all. No sign of it. So no telling when Trilogy would come out.
Yeah, Dork God says he thinks it'll decrease the value of having your ape in this and having that NFT attached to it.
Yeah.
It's like he says it's a scarlet letter, which I could see people viewing it like that for sure.
Yeah, I didn't consider this at all. I'd rather be, I hope Coinbase does well, whatever, but I'd rather be a part of something a bit smaller in a way, something like Jenkins, but earlier on.
Yeah. All right, so this next piece we're going to talk about, I think you probably have some hot takes about this.
Oh, no. Yo!
Yo, Super Plastic. We had this drop yesterday, the Super Plastic by Bored Ape Yacht Club, and we had this collab. They released. He's getting ready. Do we need to say? Is this what your rant is about? Do we need to save this for choosing violence?
Nah, it's all
okay.
Right.
All right. Well, anyway, so yesterday they had this collab. They released it. You're able to buy these figurines. They were opened at different time slots for 15 minutes at a time. I think they were all $222. Some were gated by NFTs. Like to buy this OG Curtis, you had to own an original Bored Ape. To buy this middle one, you had to own some of the Super Plastic NFTs. So even if you owned a Bored Ape or Mutant Ape, you couldn't buy this middle one. You're not allowed to.
Nope.
And then here's this. I guess you could call this a mutant. this yellow ape. This May C Curtis. This one was, you had to own a mutant ape. Then they had these two ones down here for the public sale, which anybody could buy. So I know I'm going to give you the floor. I should probably mute myself, and I want you to pop off.
No, so basically, because I've been involved with Super Plastic in the past, and I will give them credit, in the end, but because I've been involved with their drops in the past and everything that they did with Jankies and whatnot, they probably got the inspiration for Jankies because the way they did stuff was incredibly janky. It's so scuffed every single time. Everything that they tried to do, their mints, their reveals, the mint pass, everything that they've ever done up until this point was incredibly bad or poorly done. And then when I look at these models and you look at the videos, even the HD renders, I don't think that they are up to par for the quality that the Bored Apes should accept, and that's what it comes down to. So it's a lot of blame on Super Plastic, because this is their product, this is what they're putting out. But I think some blame also lies for Bored Apes. They got to do some quality control here too, right? If they're kind of devaluing the brand as they continue to work with people who release low quality products.
Yeah.
So, first of all, the drops notoriously bad, terrible quality. They said they were going to allow ETH, and they said they were going to allow ApeCoin. And then the day before, they said, nah,
never mind. We're just kidding. We're just trying to build
too
hype.
hard.
Yeah. We looked into it. We're not going to do that. It's
So then they said, okay, it's USD only. And then the other thing, and this is just, it amounts to bad communication, because we assume that, okay, we're going to have to sign into our wallets. We're going to have our ledger, our hardware wallet with us. We're going to have to show that we own this thing. And again, it just comes down to poor communication, because in the end, 2 good things did happen from the drop. Now I'm going to give them credit, because I was kind of pooping on them right before the drop. The sale actually went pretty smooth, like in terms of logging in, connecting your wallet, and then checking out. I don't give them too much credit, because it should be easier when you're only accepting the US dollar. And when you connected your wallet, you didn't even have to like truly connect it. You didn't have to pull out your ledger or anything like that. Like all you had to do was choose your wallet from MetaMask, and it kind of read that address. And I don't even know. I don't understand, because that's not really fully verifying it, I guess. But whatever. So I give them credit. I don't give them full credit. The sale went smooth. I think the OG Bored Ape Yacht Club Curtis here, the version, was the only good one in my opinion. Super Plastic Skipper, that was kind of weird as well, because you didn't have to own Bored Ape or Mutant. I don't know if they should have gotten access to a full ape like this, but I'm not really stressing. It looks terrible anyways. Like, I'm sorry, Trucon, but this blue fur ape does not look good, bro.
Trucon, I need you to go on defense so you don't hear this man fudge your blue fur. I mean, come on. What do you think about the shoes? I heard JVB in the chat last night. He was talking about this. He said the shoes are fire. What do you think about the shoes on that one?
I mean, the shoes, like, if they're in a vacuum, like the shoes, they look good. They look decent, but they don't belong here.
Wait a second.
But they didn't do blue fur right.
What do you think about?
And then Pitch Dark has a terrible take. Terrible take.
Everyone, let's fund this man in the chat. Pitch Dark, come on. What do you?
Yeah, this guy has got to be on something crazy, because black and white, that's got to be tied for the worst one out of here besides the Mutant. And then another point is, how can they call this a Mutant? Like, I get it. He drinks a serum, whatever. He's glowing green, whatnot.
Oh yeah, this is.
But you don't call it a mutant.
There's nothing about that says it's a mutant. They didn't have any traits from the mutant. There's nothing about that ape that is mutant, right? There's no. Where's the droopy face at? I mean, come on. They could do this. It's just lazy. It's lazy. It's just.
They colored him lime green and called him a mutant.
Now, with all this said, did you buy any of this?
All right. So I will be honest.
Okay. How many of the OG Curse did you buy? I guess that's a question.
So we'll be honest.
You bought them all.
I did say the OG in my tweet that I put out, shared yesterday. I said the OG Curtis is the only one that looks decent. So my hope, and I'm still hoping, it's not a, I don't think it's a sure thing, but my hope is that if I bought 2 of these, then hopefully the resale value on one of them would cover, because I honestly don't want to pay $1 for these things. But if in the end I don't end up paying $1 for one of these things, then I'm cool. I'm chilling. I didn't come out of my pocket. But if this comes out of my pocket, I'm gonna regret it.
So you bought 2?
Yeah, I bought 2 OG Curtises.
Yeah, I bought 2 OG Curtises as well. I think I saw someone say that the final number was that there's 3,500 of the OG Curtises sold, which that's low. That's lower than I expected. Just in perspective, like these, there's 2,500 of the Rolling Stone comics, and these are selling on StockX right now for like $800, like consistently. And that's just a magazine. Like, so I imagine that the Bored Ape figurine, I think it's probably going to be over 1,000, honestly, eventually. So I think it's if you did buy it for a flip, or anyone that bought it, I think you're going to make out pretty well. There's no way it's going to be less than what you paid for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because, the hype, what do you call them, hype beasts, sneaker gods, and all them guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think this is something that they'll be looking at. And that was my thinking, like, because so many people hated it, including myself. I was like, I think that lowers the amount of people that buy it, right? So it's technically even more limited. Yeah. And then you're only giving them 15 minutes. So even though it's an open edition, it will be somewhat limited. People aren't going to be around to pay for it.
15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. And then
I'm pretty sure the OG one was open until like 20 minutes after. So
and then just the price, like, right?
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people, I mean, even us, like, we're kind of stupid for buying this thing for like over $200 in the first place.
We're so stupid.
we're incredibly dumb. So don't do what we do. But so all of those factors added up to, I was like, wait a second, this might be a good flipping opportunity, a little arbitrage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I did it.
Yeah, just because I mean it's the OG one. It's the OG, right? I mean that's what it comes. That's what came down to. Me. I didn't touch any of these other four. So yeah.
And this
also,
might be a little plug. Sorry. Might be a little plug. I do have a current order with them. You've seen them in the background of Schiller's stream and stuff. But this is just ISM Toys. If you guys are interested in getting something like this for your own ape or other whatever PFP avatar, hit up ISM Toys. I think they are much better than Super Plastic, god awful trash dumpster, like everything.
I will say the one
ISM.
I think I do need. I need these cheetah shorts. I think BSB, if you're in the chat, I think we need to scoop us some of these cheetah shorts, and we can sport those in New York. So I may need to look out for a pair of those. Definitely that short too. Like if I can get it like high thigh, that's the goal. Absolutely the goal. You know, the skies out, thighs out, right? All right. So last topic for Bored Apes. We have one more thing that this kind of broke yesterday. I don't know if you were affected by it, but I know some people that we knew were. They sent out this email. Basically, you know, people that had issues ordering merch and the ape coin drop. They basically comped their order, right? Like they added all their stuff they try to order in their cart, let them check out, and basically just say, we create a new order for $0. So they comped their order that people got merch for free. I know you had issues with the drop. Did you get this email?
I have not got the email yet, so I'm about to FUD Bored Apes all the way to 0 as well.
Okay, let's mute this man real quick. Just all right.
I spent like 120 ape or something like that.
Yeah.
120 ape on my first order, and they took it from me. Didn't get an order confirmation. That had all the ones that with my limited stuff with the jerseys and the blankies. So and I haven't got the email yet. So I don't know. I don't know if they're. And I'm not gonna say the word, but you know I haven't got my email yet. And if you look at the people who have got their email, there's something a little different about them versus me. And so we'll see. We'll find out.
What is that supposed to mean?
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Oh, we're actually funding Bored Apes now. Okay, all right, there we go. Yeah, I thought. I did see a lot of posts. People like, I guess they were kind of upset that they got these orders comped and other people had to pay full price. Did you think that's valid, or is it just kind of like, you know what? Stop your entitlement. You got ape coin dropped to you for free, right? So in reality, you know, this merch still costs you basically nothing.
Yeah, I think it's valid, but at the same time, it's just if you really want to be that guy, you can be that guy. I mean, in the end, they probably comped us what, like either maybe like 1,000 and 3,000 on average, probably like 1,200 average. And in the grand scheme of things, like you got all that ape coin dropped, and you're gonna cry about $1,200.
Yeah, come on.
What?
Find some move on, right? Find something else. I didn't see a big issue with that. I'm glad people were made whole, made right, and you know, someone that paid. I sent 2 separate orders in successfully because I know how to work a computer correctly. I had no issue with it, with this being sent out to people that didn't know how to work computers. All right. All right, so we got our next. Actually, I don't even see Schiller's in the chat. So before, I think so. Spoiler alert: Schiller's going to come on the stream. We got special guest Steven Schiller coming on here in a bit. But while he's joining, let's go ahead and talk about the Moonbirds.
What are those?
We're going to talk about. Oh, okay. You've been pumping your bags all week for these. You know exactly what these are. You know, this man got 2 for free from owning a proof, and he still won he still won the raffle to get one, to be able to mint one.
Yo, you gonna pump me out like that? Yo, that's crazy.
That's almost Gokina level, you know.
Yo.
All right, so but before we bring Steven on or Schiller on to do our segment, let's talk about Moonbirds real quick, because they had their raffle today. Big news. You either got in the raffle, you were able to mint, or you got sent an email that said, sorry, nope, you can't. I did like that leading up to it, they took care of the bots. That was one of the big issues people had with the raffle. Like it's gonna be botted, it's gonna be crazy, and I don't think they corrected it like completely. Obviously, people were still able to take advantage of it, do multiple entries, and everything. But it seems like they were able to catch maybe some of the mass ones, like some of the ones that were like more egregious than the others. So they were able to basically remove almost 15,000 people from the raffle. Because of basically they look like bot tendencies with how it was submitted. I like how they said bots and sneaksters. Like this man's calling out the sneakerheads right now too. So I do like that they had this leading up to it that showed me that they're actually like looking into it, and also this sets the precedent for me now. This tells me that this can be done, right? So now if any other project uses pre-mint in the future and it's hyped up, they better do this exact same thing. Otherwise, they're lazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's ways of doing it, whether they use pre-mint or their own services. I mean, probably just use pre-mint. But what they accomplished slightly, whatever degree, they accomplished what they set out to do. And that was to try to get the most fair distribution out there, because it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be great. But they got a fair distribution out there without a lot of that money being wasted on gas fees and to the miners and going to the wells, right? Essentially to the MEV bots and stuff. So I think overall, did they completely solve the problem? Absolutely not. Did they do... Is this going to accomplish what they set out to do? Yes. There's still the problem though of the high mint price, which I mean,
do you personally think that they should have lowered it since they switched to this kind of this format? That they should have lowered it to even like 2 or 1.5.
Personally, if I were them, I probably would have looked into lowering it, because this could all be their strategy. And disclosure, like Tagline said, like I'm a proof member, but you know, I'm not afraid to like say what they could do better on. Personally, this could all be kind of like a ploy from them. Like, hey, let's just say that it's going to be a Dutch auction, right? 2.5 to 0.1. So that way they look like the good guys. And then now they knew how much marketing they were going to do and how much promotion. And how
they knew it was going to be hyped up because it's tied to proof, which the floor is astronomical. Yeah. So obviously just by it being tied to proof, it's going to get hyped up like insane.
Yeah, so now
they knew that going in.
You look like the good guys because you're willing to take 0.1 at the bottom. Right, and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, where did this hype come from? Where did all these eyes come from and whatnot? Blah 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 blah. And then it's like, oh well, you know, since we're good guys, no Dutch auction. It's you guys were gonna pay way more than 2.5 ETH. We're just gonna charge you 2.5 flat. All good. You know, it's on us. Don't worry about it. Don't stress.
Yeah.
So I mean, from that perspective, I mean that's what they could have done. I'm not saying that's what they did. But even with that being said, if they were truly kind of like good guys, or they had, and you know, I don't know what their budget is. I don't know exactly what their plans are. We know broadly what they are, but still, that's probably going to end up being 60 million plus or so.
Yeah.
From the mint.
Yeah. And so what have they even done?
What have they done?
what have they done?
If they dropped that down to, you know, 1.5 to 2. That would have been a good gesture. That's a lot of money off the table, but at the same time, you're still sitting on a fat bag to be able to do whatever you want. Plus all the secondary revenue that you're gonna be able to pull in. So
yeah, and it looks like some people did get an email that they were on a white list instead of, you know, mine said you're just not even like you're SOL basically. Mine's like you didn't make it. You're not even on the wait list. But some people did get on the wait list. There's 3,000 random users for the raffle. So if someone doesn't mint in their spot, then someone from the wait list will get bumped up. And I imagine there's gonna be quite a few of those that get bumped up because we're starting to see. We're starting to see a lot of FUD towards the members. I mean, I think this is to be expected. Like once people once they realize they don't secure that bag, all right, let's switch. We're gonna FUD it into the ground.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely expect this last minute. You know, the day before. Even NFT Ethics put a little thread out there. And by the way, Justin Rose joined the team.
I did think it was funny. The NFT Ethics said Justin Rose, which is a professional golfer. He's not. I mean, it's obviously Kevin Rose on the proof team, but they changed the name to Justin Rose, so that tells you everything you need to know about NFT ethics, and yeah, take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
pretty funny.
But no, and then TrueCon, like it's kind of funny, it's like it's so polarizing or divisive. It's like it is pixel art, but it is kind of like a more higher quality, if you call that pixel art. But at the same time, is that really like our standards for today?
Yeah.
And again, it's an art style. There's literally people who make livings, maybe even better livings than we do, off of making pixel art. So there's like a market out there for it. But at the same time, like, I don't know, bro. Like, you're charging 2.5 ETH. You're hyping this up. We're gonna do this, and that. Like, is pixel art really the way that you wanted to go? But apparently, the answer was yes for them. So,
yeah, I mean, it's easy. So, I mean, what's your? So I know that you're. This brings me joy. You're actually talking, sense about it, right? And even though you have a bag, you own proof. You're getting 2 of these for free. You've got one on this raffle. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see people that even though they have a bag, you can be reasonable and still speak out against it, not speak out against it, but also speak about the issues. But also there's good sides to it as well. Like, they have built up a bunch. This is probably one of the premier teams at NFTs compared to other teams, right? So if anyone's going to do it, they have a good chance of being that team, right?
Yeah.
So with all that considered, and let's look down the road. Let's say a week from now and then a month from now. Where's the price of these? This is all purely speculation.
Yeah.
What's the price? That's what everyone's talking about right now.
Should we throw a poll up there anyways?
Let's throw a poll
I'll
up
give
there.
you my answer, but
Yeah.
okay, so I'm just gonna say one from a week from now. What are Moonbirds going for 1 week from now? I'm gonna say less than 2.5 ETH. 2.5 to 4.5. 4.5 to 8. Actually, you know what? We'll do 6.5 there. And then 6.5 to 8.5. 8.5 plus. Okay. So 1 week from now, and I'm going to put the poll up for, 3 minutes.
Yeah, that works.
3 minutes. So if you're in the Twitch chat, not Twitter, not YouTube. If you are in Twitch, you can, even off mobile, just desktop, it's going to be at the very top of your chat. If you're on mobile, you may need to close chat for a second and then kind of like reopen it back up and it'll pop up at the top. It's up there for 3 minutes. I believe in a week, we probably see, I'm thinking around 6.5.
Okay, you think they're going to hold value pretty well.
Yeah, but you say that, but like I think I'm on the conservative side from
really?
The prices that I've seen people throwing out there. Like, they're saying 8, 10 ETH, double digits, and I'm like, there's no shot.
Yeah, I could see them jumping to 8 to 10 ETH like over the weekend, like during the hype. But once that dies down and the volume goes away and people start to set in and something else shiny pops up, I could see them going down a little bit. It's like they're definitely going to run up. Like, if you are looking to buy Moonbirds and I didn't get in the raffle, I'm looking to maybe buy one because I want to have exposure to this team. I'm not going to buy one this weekend. Unless I can snipe one at like close to mint price, or if I can use one of my like one of my bots to catch a listing low, then I'll do it that way. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month before I buy them, because this is not the weekend to buy them because there's so much hype going into it right now.
Yeah, but it's gonna be tricky because, and I don't think that they're necessarily the first project to do this, but they're the first ones with so much hype and marketing with
Right.
their nesting mechanics. And I know it's not going to be live. It's not going to actually be live until the 25th, but that adds this extra dynamic in there where like you're going to want a Moonbird on day 1 or 25th is when the nesting starts. That's when
Right.
you're going to be able to start getting your rewards for staking. And it's non-custodial. It stays in your wallet. You don't stake it to a contract. And that is cool though. It's not like Meta Heroes, right? Meta Heroes,
Right.
you have to give it to another contract. A lot of these
Right.
other contracts, it's custodial. But so that was a good remark. I'm still fudding them because a little bit. One more thing I have to say is that this team says that they're about safety and security, right?
Right.
But for us, for Proof members, they never gave us a chance, and they never communicated like how like they never gave us a chance to mint from a different wallet, right? They never dropped us maybe like a minting pass. They never dropped us a web page to go and proxy our minting address to another wallet. That they're basically requiring us to mint from the wallet that contains our proof pass, which is, you know, as we all know, like we never want to do that for an asset that has such a high value.
Yeah, I mean they're close to 8 value. Like they're in the high 80s.
Yeah, they're in the high 80s, and they're making us mint Moonbirds from that same wallet. And they've known about this project for months. And they never gave us that opportunity. And I just think that's a huge oversight by them for a team who literally, like, you know, Kevin himself is like safety, safety, safety.
Yeah.
And here we are.
All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps that up. But yeah, these mint out tomorrow in the 3-hour window. And they are instant reveal. So, you know, if it's something definitely to pay attention to tomorrow while you're watching some NBA games or waking up in the morning. Definitely good to pay attention to. These mint out. Going to be curious to see whenever we stream on Monday. We'll kind of break down the drop, the reveals, the prices. We'll break it down even further once we get more information and, you know, we make it through the weekend. Any final thoughts on Moonbirds before we move on to our segment?
I mean, Arman said, why can't they just airdrop them to members? But anyways, one more thing, I saw a tweet earlier, and I didn't check the numbers, so take this with a grain of salt. But a guy said, back of the napkin calculation, the pre-mint allow list will have saved around $7 million in wasted gas fees. So that $7 million can now go back into the NFT market, but more than likely probably like a Moonbird secondary.
Right. Did you see what the poll ended up at? I can't see the poll right now, but what chat think the price was going to be at in a week from now?
Shoot, I think it was in between the 4.5 to 6.5. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's about right. To me, that's where it sounds. That's where it sounds right, which means it's probably going to be at 10 ETH next week, right? It's like where it sounds right to us. It's going to be, you know, twice that pretty much, or yeah. All right, so. Without further ado, we have, you know, whenever we do these NFA After Dark, these evening segments, we try to bring a little different segments. You know, we want to bring some spice, something different, some kind of new flavor. You know, during the days where we keep it professional. You know, it's just breaking down the news, some events, some you know, tried and true segments. But this week, you know, there's a lot of positivity out there in NFTs. And we want to channel the negativity tonight, right? We want to wake up and we want to choose violence. This is what I was saying. I woke up this morning, I chose violence. I know you, every morning you choose violence. And we got someone else joining the stream that this man woke up and chose violence. So without further ado, let's welcome Steven Schiller to the stream.
Legend.
Yo, we're going down. Listen, we got the color red today because the markets are going down.
We're going down. That is the markets. Yo, how the turntables. You're on our stream. Welcome to NFA, Steve.
Yo, I appreciate it. Listen, this is kind of a vibe. Huge shout out to anyone from the Look Labs OG chat. We throw it down there. Guys in the Discord again, Schillerverse. Yo, listen, we're getting the crowd out, and I think that it's fun to have shows that are a little bit later because it does, you know, it adds a little bit of uniqueness because through the day we have some, you know, normalcy, and through the night it gets a little rowdy. Jeremy maybe still got that bottle next to him.
all the NFA sub, you know what to spam. You know what emotes to spam. You got to get that paper hands in the chat. You know, get some paper hands in the chat. We got the man himself, Steven Schiller, the top shot god.
All right, so how this is going to work tonight? Guys. We all woke up and chose violence, right? We all have a rant. So we're going to go one by one, and we're going to take a subject, and we're going to rant about it. We're going to be violent, right? We're going to, maybe we FUD it, maybe we just, hey, if the kids are watching, you may want to put some headphones on, maybe have them watch something Disney on the side, and, you know, turn them away from the stream, because it's about to get ugly, all right? So, Steve, you're the guest. Do you want to lead us off? Do you want to tell us, you know, what you're going to be violent about? Do you want to say what are you miffed and peeved about?
NFTs to zero for the most part right now. Listen, I honestly think that we are in probably one of the most recognizable spots in the market to understand what's going to be good and what's going to be bad, And you've already probably fished it. Not you. Not listen. Tagline can't fish anything. He's literally the whale. He's the one that takes out the fisherman. But like, listen, there's honestly so many things out there, and I think that we're in for an extremely interesting period over the next couple of weeks here.
Tell us more. What made you think this?
Okay, so I put a tweet in the private chat here, and if you want to bring it up, we can. And basically, I was just asking, hey, here's the top 15 projects right now in terms of like 24-hour volume. Give me a reason why these ones are the top that they are. Why is it that somebody spent, multiple people spent upwards of $5 million today on Bored Ape Yacht Club? And almost every single comment was about, oh, it's got a community. Oh, they were able to provide, like real-life financial gains. And there was really nothing of substance where, if I was going to take that and try to explain it to people that aren't in NFTs or that are genuinely asking, like, what's the value proposition with them, and these guys, have that as an answer, it's extremely concerning. And I have the question of, is it potentially just the people that are trying to describe them that are failing at it, and it makes it seem weird, or is there genuinely not really much that you can say over some of these? And I don't mean that all of them are bad, and got very few solid answers from it.
What were some of the answers you got? Like, what were some projects that people were trying to go to bat for? And what was that reasoning?
Yeah, so obviously there's a whole bunch of people that talked about Bored Ape Yacht Club, including yourself, saying, there's 5,000 apes out there.
That's a pretty good reason. That's why they're worth $5 million today. There's only 10,000 Bored Apes, but there's 500,000 apes in the wild right now. Sheesh.
Sold that bag. Yeah.
Check out the AFKB, and let's read that for a second. So Beans at a 5-to-1 ratio price, in contrast of main collection, provides entry into a Zuki ecosystem, which many are speculating would be the next BAYC. That doesn't explain shit. Like, there's nothing on there with any kind of substance. So, when I'm kind of looking at things and overall and realizing what's going to be good and what's going to be bad, and I've had a lot of calls lately with people just kind of like in an open setting trying to, have that back and forth. And a lot of people that are bearish of things try to say, oh, like, you can't give me a reason why this is worth more than a house. And then we look at this and there's really nothing you can pull from it. But I think the things that are going to last is the ones that have that brand identity to it. With Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? They could have something where they have unlimited supply of a certain piece of clothing, but because the holders are still going to get that limited edition one, they're always going to be able to provide that value, and they've truly created a brand. But for a lot of projects out there, there's not many that have truly created a brand. So you either, you're kind of following this with the speculation that's going to happen, that they're going to, do something technologically really advanced and useful for everybody, or they're going to have kind of that hype cycle. And I think because there's so much out there, are these all really art projects, or are people genuinely going to be able to create a brand like you guys with the non-fungible alpha? Like, I think you guys have branded that really, really well. And, for a lot of these projects, I'm like, okay, you've started this, but, same as everyone else, or is there something that's going to stick out and be like, I want to be a part of this because it's something different?
Yeah, I love the copy pastas in the chat right now. One of the comments to one of the tweets response to you was, well, at first it's the art, right? This is the person talking about the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And I think what this comes down to is people are so bad at explaining and articulating why this is worth what it is, right? And someone doesn't even have to agree with it. Like, things are worth certain amounts that you don't agree with. Like, you think something's stupid. Like, there's no way I'd pay that much for it. Like, people are going to look at NFTs and see that. But there still has to be some other reason. And people are so bad at explaining that. They just say, well, the community, it's so great. The team is great. And they airdropped me some more. I got JPEGs in return. That's the utility I got. I got JPEGs again. So my one JPEG turned into 4 JPEGs now. And that's why it's worth $500,000.
And
and someone normal is like, what?
Well, some of the merch is something that I think is one of the biggest scales, right? Like where we have things where, for the Invisible Friends, people really liked that collection. Before it even came out, they got into the merch. I know that for, different ones like Endgame, like you were able to buy that merch and you're like, hey, I'm kind of interested in this before it's even happened. And then you run into the issue where right now, I think Cool Cats have created an amazing brand and they've done incredible things. But now people, because the game's been kind of sloppy, are, really throwing it under the bus. But I think no matter what, Cool Cats has established a recognized brand, so no matter what, they're going to be around. They might be in a different capacity depending. I still think the game's going to end up doing well, and it takes time to have that kind of thing, but I think it comes completely down to brand.
I've been saying this since the beginning. Like, I don't think that this really comes down to much other than just people wanting to be part of this exclusive brand. Crypto has a lot of money. Like, NFTs hasn't seen even a snippet of the amount of money that's in the entire crypto ecosystem, right? And there's just not enough. And people have loved this. Like, Hypebeast has been around since forever, right? And these brands have existed before, but there's been none that have exploded onto the scene like Bored Apes has in the last year. And it's you can't ignore it. And you've heard it all the way from people who still living with mom and dad in the basement, all the way up to like these high tier celebrities who, it's like a drop in the bucket for them to go and buy the Bored Ape at the moment. So you see Justin Bieber and the one that he bought, right?
Yeah.
And it was way overpriced.
500.
Yeah, but it was way overpriced, but he bought it just because.
Hey, he liked it. He's a little sad boy. All right, Steve. What is you take a look at these are kind of the floors of these top projects. So, according to you, if we're looking at this, are these all going to zero? I need you to be honest with us. Is this going to zero? Or is like two of these staying up there and the rest are going to zero?
Well, that's the thing, right? Is if we see an overall market downturn, we're going to see kind of the ones that we call that status. They have the, oh my god, I never thought I'd be able to afford that. Here's an opportunity. Let me get into that. And it's something I kind of look at with the Cyberkong Genesis, to be honest, because they've pulled back very aggressively. But you're looking at this list here. CryptoPunks, okay, we can say, everybody wants them in the space, right? Even if you say you don't, if you got one, you'd be like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm kind of vibing with it. And it was really the start of the digital identity for a lot, for the Proof Collective. With how many people are after this Moonbird and the history that it's created with it, I think everybody's going to be wondering what they're going to do pretty much forever. So if there's ever a drop, that's going to stay up for Autoglyphs, for Justin Aversano with the Twin Flames. All of these things that are out here have had some kind of establishment where it's been, we'll call it like nationally recognized in the NFT community, and they're built different, to be honest. Like, listen, it depends. When they first came out, there's a lot of collections that have that kind of bonus where it's not about the utility, it's about the order the first for X, Y, and Z.
People don't like the cats. You're gonna love my. You're gonna love my segment.
Yo, what do you guys think? Proof is not the only one out there. Obviously, it's the talk of the weekend, but would you say like Bored Apes got a lot of the momentum that it did because it was more towards the blue collar guy who was kind of exploring crypto and NFTs, because they were only $200 to mint, and $200, relatively, that is not a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Versus what the Proof Pass minted out at and then quickly shot up, but they minted out at an ETH Dutch auction and quickly within 2 weeks, Schiller went up to 5, 6, 7 ETH. So this was more like a white collar community in a way.
I think things have changed though, because we used to be able to do the like what Gutter Cats is doing and what Bored Apes are doing with like the second membership tier. And I think for a lot of projects, a lot of them are just doing it for the sake of doing it instead of having like a hard, fast and reason for it. And I think that I guess take inspiration from what Proof Collective's doing of like, hey, we had this first one that's out of 1,000. We want to make sure that we can take care of 1,000 people. And if we're able to do that, okay, then we go into a second drop. And I think there's a lot of projects right now that are going for those higher price points when there's literally no reason to. There's no reason to have a higher price point right now in this kind of market. And it doesn't make sense when we have all of these bigger projects that, you know, some of them, they do have a lower floor that has multiple different ones where like kind of like Pixel Vault and the planets, and people are, you know, buying a random thing that came out yesterday and they're like, oh, it has some kind, you know, that's cool, but there's opportunities where if you pay attention and you do your own research, be your own alpha, if you will, where you can pop off.
Oh, checks in the mail, thank you.
Yo, you pop off. Yo,
pop off. Right, yeah, I mean, I think what it comes down to is like obviously the goal for the NFT space, like for us to grow, is we need to reach mass adoption. And how do we do that right now with these current prices? And with the current systems we have in place, with everything going on, like it's hard. I mean, I kind of have them in agreement with you. Like it doesn't make sense, right? Like just burn it all down, keep the top ones top, and then, you know, just fresh reset and let's go back to, you know, get the regular people back in. Because right now, if you're a normal person trying to get into NFTs, you can't. And we're looking at your, you know, we're looking at your tweet again. You know, I was looking at this earlier, and I'm like, I can only see 2 projects on here that I could actually make or I guess 3 things on here I could probably make like an actual argument, like their price, and maybe make someone normal like understand, like, okay, that makes more sense. The rest of them, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
I mean, it's kind of like greater full theory, right, that we're playing with right now, I think. And you know, I love a lot of these projects. I like what they do. I love what they're about. But in terms of the valuation, like it literally just does not make sense. And the only reason I think we kind of sustain these floors is because we kind of brainwash ourselves and tell ourselves that, hey, they're worth this much. And the sales shaming too, right? Like nobody wants to have those, you know, nobody wants to be the paper hands. I'll spam the paper hands email in the chat. Nobody wants to have those paper hands and be that guy who's selling consistently under the floor.
Yeah. Like why is a VFriend worth $45,000?
Okay,
you get what?
Scary VBS, bro. No shot.
It's just, I mean, it's access to Gary V, and you get a ticket. It's like,
no, the whole thing doesn't make any sense. Listen, I'm going to break it down right now.
Here we go. Now
for anyone
we're breaking
that doesn't
it open.
understand the VFriend ecosystem, let me explain it. So there's VFriend Series 1. There was like some kind of sale that happened a while ago. If you bought it, obviously you're freaking rich. And basically the idea with that is he's like, hey, here's the first NFT. You're going to have tickets for the first 3 years of like my conference thing. We're all like, oh yeah, cool. And then he says there's going to be more stuff to come with it. So then we kind of go along and he announces this thing where he's going to do these collaborations with different projects and be a launch pad. So then there's like Dapper Dinos, there's Grills Gangs. If you guys remember them, holy shit, you're OGs. Congrats. They, you know, were given out randomly to different people. And I ended up getting a Dapper Dino, so we'll call that 0.3-ish ETH because they capped out of there. I don't know what the hell. I haven't really been following along from that VFriend. And then we take things and we go over and we look at, okay, so Book Games was probably the next thing that was after that. And he says, hey guys, if you buy 12 books, you're going to get this NFT. And again, massively profitable. What did he do for VFriend holders for Book Games? Absolutely nothing. So then following that, there was a collaboration with Jimmy regarding the Avastars. And there was like, I think 250-ish, maybe 300 that were available for VFriends if they were able to get in at a certain time. So they did that. What did VFriend Series 1 be able to get? Okay, well, 300 people got something similar to the Grills Gang and then the Dapper Dinos, you know, different people. So we'll just say, you know, evenly across the board for VFriends 1, pretty much everybody was able to make 0.3 from that. So then he announces and he says, hey, we're going to be doing these Zero Cool collections, and it's kind of this funky Dutch auction that's supposed to be done, you know, like the real way, unlike the NFT space. And, you know, they sold out. Those weren't really well. On eBay, they're selling for thousands of dollars and looking, you know, pretty solid. What did VFriend Series 1 holders get? Absolutely freaking nothing. So then we kind of go along here and we're like, all right, what else is going to happen? Bada, 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 bada. And then he announces VFriend Series 2. And he says, we're going to do 55,000 of these ones. And then we're going to have these friends lists. We're going to have for VFriends number 1 holders, you're going to be able to get these evolving stages and whatnot. He says, hey, we're going to give you the evolving stage, which we don't really know what that is. But realistically speaking, he didn't even give an advantage because when he opened the list to be able to mint, it was the friend list as a whole. So VFriends holders, and then for the friends list, or maybe the VFriends was later. But anyway, you guys know how the market dynamic works, where if you're the first people to be able to sell, you're probably going to be able to sell it for more than everybody that's going later. So again, it kind of screws over the VFriends Series 1 holders. So then we go along and we get dropped these VCon tickets, and everybody's freaking the hell out being like, yo, banger, banger, banger. These are going to have art. These are going to be something cool. Gary V's saying paper hands are going to get wrecked. He announces Pharrell Williams. He announces that the collab is with Snowfro of Art Blocks and Squiggles. The floor tanks like over an ETH instantaneously. Everybody that diamond-handed got completely screwed, and the paper hands are sitting there being like, I like, and I'm just like,
they were selling for like 2 or 3 ETH, right? And now they were like at 0.5.
Oh, and then so I got Amanda to burn some book games because I was like, you know what? I think people are actually going to hold on to these things. We spent like 3 ETH on the book games, then the friggin' VCon's not even worth that, but it's owned by Gary V. It's a goo.
If this is anybody but Gary V, what happens?
Fudded to absolute shit.
I mean, what's the difference between Gary V? What's the difference between Gary V and Ty Lopez now?
Bro, one of them has an NFT project that didn't go to zero. That's literally it.
I think Gary's just more like respected among the NFT community, so people just he's got that cult following that can pull this off. And
listen. I thought he was entertaining. I thought he had some good things. But then I'm like, how the shit is a V-friend that's provided like less than an ETH in value, valued at $40,000? I can't understand it.
JVB, what do you want the poll to be for between those 3? Like, what are people choosing between Gary V, AJV, and Ty Lopez?
I called my dad today. He said nobody would take the Gary V books. He went to every church. He went to every library. He went to every bookstore and literally offered them for free to be able to give it.
Hey, New York Times bestseller.
Oh, my goodness.
That man knows how to market, pump his own bags, everything. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm waiting for JVB to see how he wants to what he wants to do. But yeah, Dork God says, what a waste of trees.
He said Gary V, AJV, and Ty Lopez.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what he wants the chat to choose based off of. Like, what's the
which one's more of a scam?
All of the above.
Are we still going to VCon though? Question mark?
Oh, of course we're still going to VCon. Listen, if you're not there, you're a sham. Listen, I bought one to flip too. I'm down bad. Please buy. Thank you.
I don't think I'm going to VCon actually.
Yo, tagline.
I don't think I am. I think I'm backing out. I was going to, but I just don't think I am. I'm going to NFT NYC and I'm gonna enjoy NFT NYC and Ape Fest and everything. But I think VCon I may be out of.
That's spice. Yo, actually, to Young Snow Wolf's point, you've made more money if you were somebody that bought into book games than if you were to hold a V-friend over the past 7 months.
No, that's very true. That's tough. By the way, a little question from the chat. Schiller, are you gonna be at NFT NYC this year?
Listen, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. There's so many people that are like, yo, do it. We'll see. Last time I had to like get handheld by JVB everywhere, and then I don't know if they'll be able to handle that again.
Look, yo, set up a business, set up LLC. You can put it as a business expense, take it off your taxes next year, or just get somebody to pay for you. Like I know it's not about money, but this should make it easier because you can just go for free.
True.
Listen, JVB would love to be there to support you this next trip as well. I've talked to him. He's down for it. He's ready to go. But there's like 20 people from your Discord server that are all going. We're planning it. Like, come on, Steve, you gotta go.
Yeah, well,
give the people what they want.
For the last one, like everybody kind of went to different events, right? Like if you guys remember, you guys went to some, me and JVB went to some other ones and whatnot. And I think that like I want to hang out with everybody, but I'm so curious if it's going to be kind of the similar thing where everybody's like, hold on, which party are we going to? And we're going to like all break up in the rescue hero teams.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't care if we separate or not. Because honestly, I'd probably be annoyed if we stuck together. Because it's just too much hassle trying to get like 15, 20 people in the same place, same time.
The worst part about New York City is they don't split bills for you. They just bring you the whole tab, the one table, and they say, here you go. It totals $433. Thank you. We don't split it. Yeah.
We got a poll in the chat. Nobody voted for Gary V. One vote for AJ and 7 votes for Ty Lopez.
I voted for AJ.
Schmuck. We still
AJ,
got Ty Lopez.
listen.
Don't let Pickle see this.
Listen, if AJ had any other last name, would his Vayner Sports Pass would that have sold out?
No,
It doesn't even matter that they did because they paid out more money in refunds than they made from the mint.
You know what? We talk about good teams. What a great team, right? That's what I want to be a part of.
Do you know what I hate? You know what I hate?
Tell us.
So listen, you guys probably know this. Maybe you don't. A fish is a fish and a shark is a shark. But the sports passes had no difference if you bought with a baseball logo, a golf logo, a football. It didn't matter. All of them do the same thing, and I read that in one of the posts that they had, or like the fine print, and people were paying up to buy certain logos because they thought it was specifically only for that sport.
And there's no difference.
No difference. I'm done.
Banger.
Oh my gosh! All right, Steve, you got anything else to vent about, or is that it? Is that off your chest? Do you feel better? Do you still?
We feel good. I really think it's
zero. But
well, it's one of those things that like I kind of realized what was happening the other night. So like I changed my. I'll give you kind of a little bit of thing, and then we'll get out of here. But the when I changed my profile picture on Twitter the other day to a chum chum, and I was tweeting about it a little bit, and I thought it was really cool, and I threw it in a couple chats that I was in, and then people were responding to that saying, yo, like this is, it's kind of cute and cheap. And at the time when I sent it, it was like 0.05, 0.06. And they were just like, hey, yeah, like sure, we'll buy one. And it was just simply that. But I guess there was enough of that going around where it started getting shared in like these alpha groups and these, pump groups. Apparently Fleur was on it. And, so the price rocketed. It like doubled plus to like 0.14, and everyone's freaking out being like, oh my God. And it's like, hey, like this is cool vibes and everything. But now it's come back, and there was literally a point where it went for 850 listed to less than 500. And then now it's like over 1,000. And it kind of makes you realize like a lot of these pumps that are smaller stuff, again, they don't have the sustainability. They don't have this, but it's really just that hype that's around it. And I think the old Eisenberg buy what you love from the Top Shot days is something that needs to be paid attention to.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to bring up one thing while you're here still, while we're talking about this. So we've got go back to the V Friends. This one. I want you to let's look back in time.
Oh God.
Let's look back. This is one of my favorite Steve stories, right? V Friends are pumping, the biggest pump they've ever seen. They're up to 21, 22 ETH. Apes are at 30 ETH, and they've been stale. They've been dropping. People taking offers. We're in voice chat. Steve comes in there and says, "Yo, I think I should sell my ape and buy another V Friend."
Oh,
do you remember that?
I remember that.
Yes, I remember that, and that proves the 24-hour hype cycle is an addicting drug.
That's euphoria right there. I'm so glad that there was basically all of us there. We're like, stop it, go to bed, just like don't do it. And I think enough of us told you not to that you didn't do it. So thankfully
this is why you have friends in the space where you bounce some shitty ideas off of.
By the way, quick alpha, Curio Tools, not paid, no ad, but it's a beta. Curio Tools is what we use for advanced analytics. So if you're wondering what we have up on the screen, that's Curio Tools. Back to V Friends.
Cool. All right. Well, if you don't have anything else, Steve, we can jump on to either me or Jeremy. But you're welcome to hang around for the rest of the segment to give us your reactions on what we're gonna vent about. So, Jeremy, you want me to go? You want to go?
I got two questions. For Steven.
Okay.
Still, and yeah, feel free to stay on the rest of the night, whatever. But two questions. Do you still own a cool cat?
No.
Okay. Would you want to own a cool cat at this moment?
No.
Why not?
I think that there's other things that I'm more interested in.
No, you could just say their shit.
No, here's a hot as shit take. Cool Cats would have been better off finalizing their paper cat thing for like $5 for new people than they were to build this full game.
Yeah. No, facts. Facts. We don't need a game. I never wanted a game.
They could have onboarded so many people, just done an animated series and popped the hell off. But they wanted to go to the play to earn a route.
My nieces who are like, I'm a bad uncle. I don't know their age. Like 6 and 8 years old or something like that. They both love Cool Cats. Do you know how much money they would have made if like you said, they made a huge, super low entry, open edition, blah, blah, blah. Like, they would have made a fat stack, and they could have turned that into something. Obviously, they don't want to be Axies.
Now they have to turn up the royalties. CAC.
Yep, but...
Okay. Wait. No. Since we're on this, let me go in and get my rant out of the way, because it's about. I woke up and I chose violence against Cool Cats. All right, this is what I want. This is what I want to rant about and go on about, because I got an issue. I think a lot of us have issues, but so before I get started, let me. Got the Cool Cats out. No, it's in the trash.
Oh,
that
hat's in the trash.
No, that hat is in the trash because Cool Cats. And listen, before I guess I'll go into this. Let me give some warnings. I own 8 Cool Cats. I got 10 Cool Pets. So I'm funding my own bags right now. All right. So this is not someone funding something that they don't own, because we hate that. We like it whenever people they want to fund their own bags. Take it, be real. And I want to be real. Cool Cats, I am incredibly disappointed in. Like. Whew, like, I woke up, we've been waiting months for this game that they've been promising, right? They've been promising this, and Jeremy said, I didn't want a game, I didn't care. What's ironic is Cool Cats could have followed the copy paste way that everyone else has done. Just do merch, do like a companion drop, do real life events. They would be at the same price as Azuki's, Doodles, Clone X. They'd be up there at 20 ETH, still in the conversation for a top 3 project. But guess what? They didn't. They stretched their reach, and they went into something that they're not comfortable with, which I can respect. I can respect a team trying to innovate, trying to do something different, but also know your limits. They're obviously, this isn't a hot take. They're way over their heads. They don't know what they're doing. The game that they're releasing, it's a completely crap game. It's basically just an online word text game that you go in. Here, let's pull it up. You know what?
Oh, he got the receipt.
You go in.
He's pulling it up.
I'm probably timed out still from this, anyways. But you go in. Let me.
I thought you got kicked out of the Discord for fun. You made me give me the game.
No, I got kicked out of the game. No, I may get kicked out of the Discord. We'll see.
I only said one thing though.
I only said one thing though. Let me sign this. It's just a text game. Like, it's just, you can see your cats here, you can see your pets. And then, first of all, the game doesn't even work. Like, they released it 2 months ago. They stopped it after a day because it wasn't working. They worked on it for 2 months, released it, and it's still complete trash. And they're gonna blame Polygon, but I've seen several people come out and say, nope, this is a Cool Cats issue. They can fix it. It's gonna take them weeks. It's gonna take some time, but they can fix it. Why did they fix it over the 2 months? I understand. Wasn't this the point of beta? Didn't they get enough beta users to fix this? But look how long it's taken to roll for quests. Most of the time I spend playing this game, and I say playing in quotes, it's just sitting here rolling. And again, it's just a text game. If you're going to do a game, this was championed as, I heard people saying this is the next Axie Infinity. This is the Pokemon NFTs. Well, there's one true statement there. This is the next Axie, and the fact that Axie went to the dirt and Cool Cats is about to go to the dirt as well. That's the only relationship that it has with Axie. There's no gameplay that's similar to Axie Infinity. It's just... Look at this. Look how. Oh, here we go. We got just on point. We got some quests to do. Let's go ahead and do a quest. Let's select a pet. All right. Let's see how long this one takes. But and anyways, with this whole thing, they limit it to 16 blockchain transactions. I own 10 Cool Pets, so you're basically putting people that own more than one Cool Pet at a disadvantage because they own more of your project, because they believe in it more. It's just it's terrible. And then above all, let's go back to this. They had this crazy town hall today. This town hall, they snuck this in there with everything going on, with how unsuccessful it's been with their floors tanking. You know, they went from 8.5 ETH down to what? They're down to like 6.5, 6.7 right now. Well, they decided to say, well, you know what? That's not enough. Let's go ahead and shoot ourselves in the foot some more. They decided to announce that they're going to raise their royalties on their Cool Cats main collection from 2.5% to 5%. They doubled their royalty fee, and the reason given was, the decision is based on being more in alignment with the average royalty rates in the market, which will also add revenue for continued game offerings, team expansion, and brand development. What brand are you developing? Like, it's a failing brand right now. That's no one thinks positively of Cool Cats. It's completely garbage. Like, you don't need to make your secondary fees to 5% to build your brand. Look at Bored Apes. They've always been 2.5%, and they have the best brand in the space. That's not because that's not because of a royalty fee. That's the team. You know, the team builds a brand. The royalty fee is not going to help the team be better. So they need to completely, I'm to the point now that Cool Cats, I'm not usually for people selling projects out and, other people taking over, but get this team out of here, that may be my hot take, but get the team out, get someone in that knows actually what they're doing and save the community. Because right now you've got people that bought in at 10, 12, 15 ETH, and they're down bad. And it's easy to look at this if you minted Cool Cats, if you bought them at 2 ETH, if you bought them at even 3 ETH, you're still up. So it's easy to be positive and say, hey, let's just give them time. Let's give them time. They're going to figure it out. That's easy to say if you bought in at a low price. But if you bought it, tell that to the person that bought in at 15 ETH and now the cats are down to 6 ETH. I mean, come on. And one other thing, the Cool Cats have been the most, I guess they've been the most susceptible to this toxic positivity that we see in the NFT space, and a lot of it stems from Farouk. He's on stage for these Cool Cats town halls, and we've all been in these Cool Cats town halls for the last 6 months, ever since September, October, November, December, and every other 5 minutes you just always hear, we love the cats. We love the cats, and then we love the cats, and then the team just echoes it every 5 minutes. This is the actual team just echoing it. I should have known whenever the team just, it's just, they're like, oh, we love the cats. Here we go. The game's coming. We're working on it. We love the cats, though. I should have known whenever they just kept echoing that I should have sold everything from them, because this is an immature team. They don't know what they're doing, and they've bitten off more they can chew, and they've probably had pressure from the community. This community has kept saying, like, win token, win milk, win game. This game needs to be big. Like, they had all this pressure, and they felt the need to take that on, and they've completely dropped the ball. And this team is, I'm going to say it, this team is basically incompetent right now unless they do some major hiring, and maybe that 2.5% fee can actually help them, but maybe not. I think in the long term it's going to end up hurting them, because now people think more negatively since they raise the fee, and now people are going to be more apt to use a third-party tool like NFT Trader when they go to sell cat. Whenever I go sell my cats, I'm going to use NFT Trader so they get none of the fee.
Yeah,
but I will say too, none of my cats are listed yet, but I'm monitoring the situation, and that is, I think, the end of my rant. I think I hit everything. If I don't, I'm gonna jump in but yeah, that's my Cool Cats rant. I woke up and chose violence against them because it's just tiresome. It's just so tiring. Just giving a team so many chances, and I get it. Like, people aren't patient in this space. Like, there's zero patience in the NFTs. But that's different than a team coming out and saying, well, it's different than a team presenting a project. Like, I'm okay giving people time. Like Crypto Cities, I'm involved with Crypto Cities. I'm giving them time. They're taking their time. Meta Heroes and Pixel Vault, they're building a game. I'm giving them time. They're not gonna, they're not rushing because they probably want to finish a polished project. But then you get people saying that you come here and you get people saying on Twitter and everything, like, well, you can't criticize them. Let's you do something better. Listen, I can watch a pilot fly a plane and crash it into a mountain and say that's a bad plot, and I can tell him that's a bad pilot. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't need to know how to fly a plane to know that's a bad pilot. Like, get out of here. I don't need to be able to build a game to know it's a crap game. But all right, now that's the end of my rant. We're good.
I'm just.
Yo, Jeremy!
Hey, he spoke so much truth, bro. Like, it spoke to my heart. It spoke to my soul. Like, I don't even know what to do right now. I'm just like, you got me. I mean, I'm just. I can't believe it, and I'm glad that somebody said it because we're living such a terrible life and we're down bad right now, and Cool Cats is just piling onto that.
So
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, raising the royalties like 2.5% may not seem like a lot, but we're stupid people, and what stupid people do is, like, when you raise it 2.5%, you go and look for alternative methods, and then those alternative methods end up getting people screwed because they make stupid decisions. They end up getting scammed. They're gonna lose their Cool Cat, which are in the dirt anyways, and they're gonna lose everything that they had. So.
Smart decision. Facts. What a great team.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm to the point now where I'm going to say the Gutter Cat team's better than the Cool Cats team.
Spicy. Yo, the clone for the cat. Love it.
And they just copy paste everything Bored Apes and Clone X do, and they're better than the Cool Cats already. It's like, because they know their limits. They know the Gutter Cats can't put out a game, like, so they're not going to do it.
I mean, I still feel like they might, depending on what they do, because it seemed like a lot of these.
But they're not going to rush it.
Like, yeah, okay, okay, fair.
They're not going to put out this.
Listen, yeah, okay, but is it better to have the reveal for the art spread out over like a month each time for the various species? But like, yeah, I hear you. So I was privy to a conversation, and would it shock you to learn that the Cool Cats team is extremely cheap with every business decision they do? Because what I heard, I can't really say it, but like that was very, very prevalent. That
I think it shows.
They're kind of.
I mean, they probably could have paid up for better developers. I think that's what you're. That's what you're referencing. I know you probably can't say it, but I'm pretty sure they skimped out on paying actual developers and went with the cheap route. They got the developers from Dollar Tree, whenever they could have gone to they could have gone to Louis Vuitton, right?
Yup. So I mean that's just to kind of like highlight, hey, like there's different problems, and that's another thing is when people talk about, hey, like what are the blue chips from now that are going to survive, and I don't think necessarily that we all think the Cool Cats are gone. Like, I mean, arguably if they can't fix this, which I'm assuming they will, but I think they'll probably realize, hey, let's stick with the animation side and do what Doodles is doing essentially, right? Like Doodles became the new Cool Cats.
Yeah, I mean, Doodles they're more focused on building their brand. Like, so while Doodles were building their brand and spreading awareness about who they are, Cool Cats were hunkered down trying to build this game that's a disappointment. So they lost track. Basically, they were right there. They were ahead of Doodles, and they were ahead of Azukis. They were ahead of Clonex. They were ahead. They were right there next to Apes. If they would have just kept focusing on that, then they could have been up there, right? But like I said earlier, like, I give them props for trying to innovate, trying something new, but also know your limits. And they could have been focusing on building their brand out, because obviously the Cool Cats brand reaches a different type of person than maybe the Bored Ape brand, and they could have helped bridge the gaps to different sectors of the world to bring them into the NFT space and help build that bridge.
People like simple shit.
Jeremy, anything to add?
I mean, I was gonna ask, Schiller, what's going on with Look Labs? Anything to FUD over there? Or no.
Yo, anything to FUD. I mean, like, so the one thing that like they're doing a weird job of is they're not like really telling what's going on. Like, they'll drop this stuff like, once a week, or for like the end game they'll like show a leak of whatever, but they don't really explain what it is. And we're expecting the drop to be soon, like the different times that they've said on the, like, if you're somebody who really believes in what's been said of like, hey, your word's your word or whatever. There was earlier Twitter spaces where they said like, hey, we're gonna drop in 30 days. It's been 30 days. On another thing they said, oh yeah, like within 60 type deal. And then it's like, okay, so it keeps getting moved. And I mean, really, that's the only thing that I have this like kind of like genuine FUD for right now. But I mean, we don't even have a friggin' website. Like, you try to Google something, we don't have a website. Like, we guys, we don't have a website for an NFT project that's about to drop, and we're supposed to put our money into it. Okay,
Yo, I appreciate the take, because I mean, hey, look, we like Look Labs. I told you about Look Labs super early on. I think you figured that out by yourself as well, but I was sharing it with you. I was like, hey, keep an eye on this, look out for this, blah blah blah. But every project, and I just commented in the chat, like, every project deserves some type of FUD, because there's no project does it perfectly. There's always going to be something that they could have done better, something that the community wants from them that they aren't getting. So It's Fud Friday, man. It's Fud Friday. That's what we're here for.
It's Fud Friday. It's Good
We
Friday and
woke up
Fud
chose
Friday.
violence.
Dude, okay, you know how ridiculous it is? Dork God in the chat here, he's like, oh, I want an endgame, like, whitelist from Schiller. I don't know what it is. Hillbilly in the chat said the exact same thing. Guys, it's a free mint. The only way to get it right now is if you buy a key for 0.32. It's literally free ETH, and people are just entering these giveaways, not giving a shit, when it's literally free ETH, and they think it's just a random giveaway. It's hysterical.
Bro. Yeah, we got to do better about those giveaways. But, yo, let's put Chiller for a second. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
No.
Now let's bring us to what Yo Germany chose violence against. It's Schiller. But Yo Germany, did you wake up and choose violence against anything in particular? I know me and Steve had a particular kind of targets of our violence. What about you?
Mine wouldn't be to the extent of that, but what I'm gonna bring up here.
There it is.
And it's this. It's this, man. Cool mans, specials. I thought they were a vibe. I thought they were special. But honestly, come to find out, they were just shit. The quality, okay, let me get the bag that they were shipping.
Yo, Harry, go on deafen right now. Don't listen to this. Cover your ears.
Let me don't dox myself real quick. All right. This is the bag that 6 pieces of apparel, that 6 pieces of merch came in. No lining, no extra bag, no nothing. Just a white bag. It doesn't say specials on it.
Environmentally friendly. Yo,
No
Jeremy.
cool, man. There's biodegradable packaging.
They did the opposite of Pixel Vault.
What happens when you don't double sleeve it is that when you know how the mailman gets. Like if you have a nest on your stuff, you know how the mailman gets. He's just like, yeah, delivered. But so when they do that and it punctures the bag and you don't have it double sleeved, your stuff is gonna get messed up. And plus, my shirt, my specialty shirt right here, came with a stain on it. It's right here. It got like a little mustard stain or something like that. I don't want to know what they did with my shirt. I honestly don't want to wear it. But anyways, moving on to the next thing, the crew neck. The crew neck has all these little fuzzies over it. Like this been ran through and run over and reversed. And I just think, okay, cool, you got the little private label tag, whatever. I just think that this is some of the most laziest work that I've ever seen from a merch drop. And I don't think that from all the marketing that they put into it, honestly, they're geniuses because they put more budget into the photography of the items than they actually put into the items themselves. And I'm just, if I ever see Dan, he's probably on site. I'm probably burning this shit in front of him.
Oh, it's on site. You hear that? Pitch Dark Book It is on site for Dan.
It's on site.
So not a fan of the specialties merch. I mean, I'm representing it right. I'm wearing mine right now. I'm not. I mean, it's okay. I think you're right. Like they spent more on marketing than they did on the actual merch itself. Like they did a good job of making it look like it was like, oh, this is high quality. This is some nice stuff. And I'm like, this is just like regular. I don't know. It's just nothing crazy.
I emailed them back and forth to get my order right because, it's my fault. I ordered the wrong size at first. I told them, no, that's the wrong size. I need to change the size on the hoodie. They changed the size on the shorts. I say, no, not the shorts, my guy. I need the size on the hoodie changed. They're like, don't worry, bro. I got you. Chill, I got you. Then they change the size on the shirt, change the size back on the shorts, still don't change the size of the hoodie. And at this point, I'm just trying not to lose it. And it took me 5 emails with them going back and forth to get the size correct. And then what do? I have 4 items on that order. They send me 6 items. What?
Congrats. You won the gold ticket. You got the extra merch, right?
Yeah, and so I don't know. I was trying to support specials. I was trying to feel the vibes. But to be honest, all they give me is bad vibes. And I just want to sell my specials, bro.
Ooh. I think we're selling. Are we selling everything but apes? Is what it sounds like.
Yo, listen, I told you, NFTs to 0. This is great. Dude, we went full circle.
I do want to give a shout out because we're talking about merch, and I don't know if you guys still own those cameo passes. Did you guys ever own those?
Nope.
So the cameo passes, you were able to claim free merch, and they sent it to us for free. So I actually got it in today, and this is the Vinny Hager.
Oh, nice.
it's actually like some good quality shirts too. Like they're soft. Like my wife's already saying she's gonna steal them. So
No, you're being too positive, sir.
No, I mean.
Wait, you're married in NFTs? What, sir?
For what I paid for this, it's fantastic because I paid nothing. It's free. We take the free stuff, and that bar was set at the very, very bottom. I thought the quality for this merch was gonna be the same. Was gonna be the quality that I got from the Cool Man's merch, and instead it was flipped.
I mean, they just hyped it up so much, man.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Well, why is it there's so many NFT people that are having trouble with merch? Like, I think if there was a player that could produce quality stuff, they could dominate this space.
I'd rather them just not drop merch at this point, man. Like, just let me make my own custom stuff. Let me be disappointed with the print shop down the road. Like, don't make me disappointed with your brand, because this just falls back on you, to be honest.
Well, aren't there businesses that are helping NFTs? Like, what was it, Uniquely, right? Is that one? Jeremy, you know the name.
Yo, Uniquely, and I'm kind of excited for them. They kind of do some fire stuff. They don't do the designs themselves. They kind of like help you inspire a little bit, but these guys, they know what they're doing, man. Like they literally handcraft this from the beginning. Like and not only that, they make the NFTs as wearables in Decentraland and whatnot. So there's like a counterpart, IRL counterpart. But their stuff is incredibly fire. Plus, they let you buy immediately, like in USD, ETH, all the cryptocurrencies, Ape, whatever you want. Layer 1, Layer 2. Like, shout out Uniquely, no ad. But
no free ads.
Those guys are killing it.
Yeah, like the resources are out there. Like these NFT projects make millions, right? They make millions.
Except Cool Cats.
Well, now they raise the fees, they're gonna be back in that category. But that's nothing. The Cool Cats, they have open editions on top of on their merch sales. It's not like they're still getting that constant flow of income from their merch for Cool Cats. But I mean, these NFT projects have no excuse to have completely crap merch. Like, it should be top quality.
Amanda had a completely ripped long sleeve shirt from Cool Cats and like her first merch order ever. I just remember that.
I mean, that's what you get with open editions. You take what you get,
Yo, on the theme of us,
that should have been a sign.
True. On the theme of us fighting everything, tomorrow is Pocket Dimensions from House of Kiba. Nobody gives a shit about it.
That's their metaverse, right?
Yes.
Isn't there a Dutch auction like from 2 ETH and it stops at 1 ETH?
Yeah.
Get it out of here. That's trash.
Same day as Moonbirds. Imagine making that decision and not delaying.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you're feeling spicy about, boys? Before we end this segment.
Yo, if Bored Ape screws up the IRL events with these lines again, I'm selling everything.
So this one might be controversial. I don't know. And I don't know if it's really a fun segment. I just want to get your guys' take. So we had Drifter Shoots. Shout out my boy Drifter. I could text him right now. He might come on the show. So, anyways. We got Drifter Shoots. He released his open edition day out. And then he didn't say much about it. But then afterwards, after the drop, he says utility this, utility that. Because everybody was asking him for utility. And he says, and I quote, utility these nuts. So great. How do you guys feel about the way the drop was handled, about the communication? Do you think that was fair of him to say? What are you guys' perspectives on that from artist drops, like open edition and stuff? Or even just in general?
Not only was it fair for him to say that, I think that he should have said that. Because some of these people are so... Oh my God, I get so tired of the NFT space now because people are so entitled. They're so entitled. They think that if they buy something for this price, then they deserve it to go up in price. And if it's not going up in price, then it's the project's fault. And it's, you didn't do this. You didn't do this. Everybody knew going into that drifter shot, that drifter drop, it was an open edition from an artist. There was no utility expected. Nothing wasn't announced. Like there was nothing hinted at. It's just, hey, here's an open edition. Part of the proceeds is going to go to a charity that I really vibe with, that he relates to. And yeah, but people are upset about it. And yeah, get those people out of here. Just go buy something else and lose money on, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you asked me if I bought on the day that we streamed, or the day after that we streamed, I said, hey, I bought on a speculative play that he would introduce some utility later on, but that was me not expecting it. I said, hey, I spent an ETH on a lot worse before, right? And that was the case. Like, hey, if I wasted an ETH, whatever it wasted, because I want to support him. I think it's dope. Like, I'm a photographer myself, but he's like in a whole nother level, whole nother class, and I just want to support his work. But I did it speculatively, not expecting it to be to have some utility behind it, right? And so I think if you're buying somebody's art and you're telling the artist, hey, you need to do something with what you've made, with the work that you've put in, that's like, I don't know, that's super wrong. So I'm just fighting the collectors of those who are like asking him, like, hey, you owe us something, right?
Yeah.
Because really, it's the art, it's his story, and it's the support that we're giving him, and he does. Yeah. We don't deserve anything else beyond that.
Well, there is utility for his project now for his open edition. There is utility now as of today, and we've got utility D's nuts. He got this collab with Bobby with Adam Bombsquad with the hundreds. And
is it just for holders?
So it's the pullover, the hoodie, it's just for holders. The shirt, anybody could buy the shirt, but the pullover is just for holders. So hey, there's your utility. So I think it's brilliant that they're kind of taking this whole this him saying like utility D's nuts thing, that they're just basically making it like they're just branding it and making it like the new meme. I ordered a couple of these of each, so I'm looking forward to wearing these in New York and getting some looks. And I already know that I haven't told my wife about this. Whenever they show up, she's gonna kill me and she's gonna say you were never gonna wear that in our town. So this is going to be an exclusive item I wear on trips or just if I'm on stream, not at that house though. We're going to change, but yeah, I wanted to share this as well.
I think that ends though, and something I was like trying to say earlier is that these brands have the power to really emphasize certain people's legacy, and for some of these ones, Drifter is a brand in of itself. But I think some of these collabs solidify that to like a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What you looking at over there, Jeremy? I see you scrolling.
I'm looking at Nate Rivers. He's kind of like fudding Moonbirds, which is, I'm looking for all the Moonbirds.
Yo, what do we got? I love
Nate Rivers himself says projected to take in $75 million. $75 million. Can build a decent town. 75 million is 50K a year for 1,500 years. 75 million is 150,000 houses. 75 million is 238 Bored Apes. 75 million is 1,600 bitcoins. 75 million is 75 million effing dollars. And then he has a picture of the movement. So yeah,
that doesn't sound like Nate. Nate would never fund a project.
Well, okay, so let's talk about that then. What you have $75 million. Where do you go? Thinking like genuinely, where do you go to create value? What do you create, and who do you hire?
I think you really for your holders, and they've done it before with Grails, but now they're going to be able to do that at a higher scale. But you're going to be able with their contacts and with their network, because these guys, again, they come from like successful Web2 backgrounds, successful and failed projects, but they have that network and they have these connections in order to build. Say, hey, they were able to reach out to Xcopy and to all these other artists and say, hey, would you be willing to create a piece for our holders to mint at whatever? And I'm not saying they're going to do this for all Moonbirds holders, because 10,000 is just way too much. But there's going to be a mechanic in there. Maybe if you nested for so long, or as you earn some, I don't know, Moon token, then you can mint those pieces with Moon token. So there's like an economy there, and this is just all speculative. But I think that the first place that they can go is to extract that value from the connections that they already have. But they can do so easily now with the capital that they received, and then also from their proof conferences. That's going to take a lot of money. But they earn back a lot of revenue from the ticket sales. What else?
Do you think that they could genuinely put 75 million to good use, or be able to use all of it?
I think 70 million is probably way too much. Like, especially year one. I don't know if you have to be that greedy. I think you can take a lot less and then make put in a real business model into place and just try to earn your revenue that way. But the other thing is that High Rise, right? The Project High Rise. So they're going to need to hire devs for Project High Rise, which is their take on the metaverse. But again, like, do we really want that? Do we really care about those tertiary plays of metaverses if they're not going to be high tier?
Is another metaverse a good thing? Or should they try to partner or acquire somebody that's got something? I mean, if you have that much money, I'd look at them acquiring something than just putting that to use, I think, right? Like, I mean, you could hire a team plus buy projects.
Listen, you know what goes good with birds?
Fire.
Cats.
Oh.
I think Moonbirds should sell out and then buy cool cats. And then have that team take over. And then there you go. Moonbirds and cool cats.
What would cool cats be?
Match made in heaven. Free. Free 99.
Oh, okay, listen. We got some fun in here, but free. Come on now.
What did Pudgy Penguins go for? 750 ETH?
Well, and they went for like 2 mil, 2.5.
Yeah, 750 ETH. So 751 for cool cats then. That's just me being toxic, but
I was about to say this guy's ready. You have the cats. You and Dagline are no longer friends. PSB, you got that hat, retire it. You got that shirt, retire it. Yo, you in New York, you ain't safe when Daggy comes to town.
Also, I do want to point out that Nate Rivers said 75 million. He's taking that number if like all 10,000 were sold, but he's not accounting that like 2,000 are given away and they're holding back some. So the sales actually only it's 58 million. So I mean, it's still a crazy amount of money.
A little bit of a difference.
It's still a crazy amount of money, but it's 20 million less than what he's actually saying. So take that. I mean, obviously he's just using a bigger number to get a bigger rise out of people.
Engagement farming.
He wouldn't know. Engagement farming.
Speaking of farming, we got Hillbilly up in the chat in the Discord, Chillers Discord. This guy is streaming his farming life every single night. So if you guys want to learn more about farming, hit up Hillbilly in the voice chat. You'll catch him on his big green tractor.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of relaxing just to watch too. Not gonna lie. All right, I think I'm about spiced out. I feel better after venting. I just had that on my chest all day. I had it going on my mind, like, just, we got to choose violence today. And it's good to have these, FUD Friday. Maybe FUD Friday should be a thing now, right? We just Monday, Wednesday, Monday through Thursday, we're just positive. Everything's up only. We are gonna make it. We love the cats. We love the cats. And then Friday comes and we just get it all out, get it all off our chests, and then reset. And then Monday, we're back to being positive.
One more fun thing, and I'm not gonna go super hard in this, but can we stop releasing fucking comics, bro? Can we stop releasing comics as
NFTs? Hide it. Oh, no, hide it. Shit. Hide it.
Don't be fudding my ghost comic, all right?
What a cash grab, bro. Like, of all these projects,
so I think
the comic can be super hot fire, but it has like an extra utility, like another benefit. Like, why do you need to mint these things?
Okay,
so not worth that much.
What would be the utility? That's the thing. So listen, this is the argument why I'm thinking everything's going to zero. So you have the comics that are claimable. You have extra stuff. What can you do besides give a comic unless you are just repeatedly giving airdrops of art? What is something that genuinely would end up bringing value? I feel like there's so few things right now.
I have no idea, but it's not comics, bro. Like, that is not the way.
Listen, okay. Tagline, you got an answer for here? This one? Come
yes,
on,
I have an answer. Planets.
Yeah, we love the planets. 0.07, you guys are absolutely ditches. These things sold for 0.5 on the official mint. They've never been back up. If you are sitting there thinking, holy shit, I've never been to another space adventure, well, ladies and gentlemen, the planets are coming.
Well, okay, so before NFTs, what is the last comic that you went out there and bought? Day one, like
I mean, like maybe like the Bone series back in the day. I think that I bought like a Walking Dead.
Like 12?
Never. I've never bought a comic in my life until NFTs, and then I pay.
The Bone series is incredible.
And now I pay thousands of dollars for comics and for NFTs.
That's my point. Like, what?
Yo,
this is why we're going to zero, by the way.
The price goes up, I paid 0.3 for the Ghost comic, and it's like over an ETH, so we good.
Hey, I mean, I get it. Like, I love that they build in, or the projects that build in mechanics of like burning the comics, combining the comics, making a set out of them, getting access to another NFT mint. But when you're just releasing comics for the sake of fucking open edition comics, and you're asking 0.1, shout out Huxley, Like I'm talking to you, Ben.
Dude, I got like 14 of that first edition.
Right at the camera,
bro. With Ben, it's on site. I'm not gonna cap. Like, no, there's just no reason. I hate the idea of comics. Like I try not to participate in that. I do for the flip. I do it for the money, for the cash, whatever. But I'm not buying it for the comic. Like, do not sell me that shit. Give that to me for free for owning. You know, if Azuki comes out with a comic, whatever, give that to me for free because I own an Azuki or because I own whatever. Like, do not shill me and make me pay another $600 to $1,200 per comic. No shot.
Hey, but the community is great. You know, the team's building. Insert X reason, right?
Well, so I think the aspect of like comics are cool because we're talking about the brand, right? Like a lot of these things are stories, right? Like behind you, tagline, you got the Punks thing, you got, you know, the Azuki. You could say, okay, both of those, that's cool. We can follow along with the story. And, you know, same with me, and we have Endgame, and that's coming with it. Holy shit, you got a whole bunch of them.
I got my bag of comics, bro. I got all my Punks comics. I know VGF is in the chat, so shout out to him. You know, you know, they did a good job packaging these, but they did the opposite of Cool Man's. They packaged these and they're I had a stack of 5 boxes on my porch for these because they were packaged individually. You know, one per shipment, one per box. Which, hey, they took care of it. And I appreciate that.
Yo, shout out for protection, but you guys got to be you got to be mindful of the environment as well.
F's in the chat for the trees. Right?
Yeah, F's in the chat for the trees.
Well, so I think the one thing with the comics and everything is when we're talking about the brand and, you know, like having open edition things and just like the price point, I think that because we have just this thing where, you know, for mints are more sought after, these ones always sell out. So if you're looking from a business perspective, why would you not just until it doesn't do well? Where with Top to shit, and they had a pack that was supposed to be $999, and then they cut it down to like $279 because they're, you know, right? So it's all about what people are willing to pay with their money, and that's the only way that certain things are going to change. But because we have so many ones that are Ghost, right? Like Ghost was the exact same way, and everyone's just kind of copying each other with prices, which is what's happening with the NFT projects. And they're saying, hey, you know, for this project, oh, you know, Bored Apes, they minted at 0.08, oh, Guttercats, they minted at 0.06. But look at what they've done. A lot of the projects that are coming out aren't having as big of aspirations. So it's like price things according to what you are doing, amount of money you can get back for it.
You're telling me though that an episode of a comic at 10,000 units at 0.1 is worth $3.2 million.
NFTs are overinflated.
$3.2 million for an issue, for a single issue, not even in paper, only digitally. What? I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't. But that was, yeah, that's how I was gonna end it for the night. I was looking at the comics last week because obviously we had the Ghost stuff. Not footing Ghost, like, hey, I did foot Ghost in the beginning. I faded the Ghost like super hard. Yeah. But I admit where I was wrong. Like,
I give props to Ghost. They migrated all of their NFTs out to their own contracts off of the OpenSea shared contract. Like they're actually like. They started off kind of shaky, and then that department. I remember do you remember how hard Ghost got fudded for the OpenSea shared contract thing?
Yeah. Yep.
They got fudded so hard. I think a lot of people didn't buy because of that. You know, that was like the most popular FUD against them, and you know, I mean, they fixed it, right? And you know, and I think just as an artist, like the Gang Yang just likes to create. And I think his comic was basically him bringing a story to his characters, which I think was nice. But what was not nice was that 0.3 price was a little iffy. But again, it's an early access to like a big artist in the space. And if you got Alice, you didn't have to buy it, right? No one forces people to buy it.
What I like about that, and you know, I don't know if this is hypocritical or not, because you know how I feel about OpenSea shared storefront and whatnot. But I love that Gang Yang is kind of like one of these early stories where we're kind of growing up with him, right? Especially when NFTs started to explode, and a lot of us got introduced to him or to NFTs. Ghost was at the same point, right? It was kind of like early on, super like it's in its infancy, and we've been able to go along with that journey with the artists, and I think that that's super undervalued. I think a lot of people are just gonna resonate with that, and I think he's gonna be like a pillar of this generation.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I'm not gonna lie, I've been looking at like the OG Ghost prices for like a month now, just kind of thinking like, man, it'd be kind of cool to just own it if he is like a pillar of this beginning part of NFTs, right? It's he's probably cemented himself in history as that.
Yeah,
he's one of the reasons. He was like the first early Gas War issue, right? Like the Ghost releases. He had to switch away from he had to switch away from just doing drops because it was just being botted and gassed out like crazy, and switch to the whole like submit your WETH offer type of thing. And but those drops were crazy. They were impossible.
I was wrong on that. I was so wrong, and I admit it.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? We're at 2 hours. This is about as long as our streams ever go. But I mean, hey, it's Friday night. We're vibing. It's Fun Friday. We're sending it. We got Steve on stream. Anything else you guys want to talk about or fun or celebrate?
I mean, hey, not to pat ourselves on the back, but just to pat ourselves on the fucking back. I mean, we've called out lately Konian. We've called out Prement. We've called out Aku. We've called out BFF. We've called out, where's some other ones?
Ferocious paint drop.
Pharaoh paint drops. Yeah. Like there's been
we've had some good calls on the stream.
Yeah,
like
the last month.
Nothing crazy, like nothing insane, but hey, we've had some decent calls. It's good to pat yourself on the back every now and then.
And it's pretty early, and we don't say that we're an alpha group, like an alpha chat.
Yeah.
But we're hopefully that we're teaching you guys. You're growing with us. You're learning with us. You're learning through our mistakes and our wisdom as well. And then along the way, you pick up these snippets of alpha that hopefully allow you to, just scale your ETH, right? Grow your ETH, grow that balance. And I think if you've followed along with us in the moves that we've made in the past 4 weeks alone, you should be sitting pretty right now. And if you didn't follow us, and if you, I still love you. I still love you, but feels bad to be broke. Anyways, moving on to the alpha tomorrow. Moonbird's mint. If GG's, if you got the allow list, GG's. If you're paying 2.5 ETH, we may be stupid, we may be smart. I don't know. I'll be minting my allow list, and then next week on the 21st, we got BFF bracelets. If you have one of those, you are able to mint the PFP counterpart, which is called U, and then I think Hugs, which is like a BFF side project. Not even side project. It's a co-founder of BFF. She's dropping her project. It's called Hug. It's very similar, except it has tokenomics involved. There's one more next week, and I can't remember it for the life of me. Tagline, Chiller, you got anything?
I mean, no, you guys provide the alpha, and I provide you guys with some comedy of different smaller projects, and it's usually sometimes a good giveaway. But the dynamics have ever changed. Remember back in the day, we're minting Bored Apes. Now we don't know what we're doing, baby.
My one piece. All right, this is gonna hit close to home. Listen, these Bored Axes are on Looks Rare.
Oh my God.
We've got there's only 2 listed. 0.01. Price jumps to 0.5, and there's none listed. We set the floor. So, I'm not saying. No, do not buy these. These are for those that haven't been here for a while. These are like my joke scam project that I just kind of say out for anything. But I just like to meme on those. I didn't realize that they're actually on Looks Rare because they're taken off of OpenSea. They're not even on OpenSea. But
sometimes the alpha is not what to buy; it's what to not buy or when not to buy. Mm-hmm. And so, just with that said, what I want to say, and Chiller actually pointed this out on his Twitter, so Chiller's bringing out the alpha as well. VFriend Series 2, there's an incoming supply right now. It's delayed, so stop freaking buying VFriend Series 2 because that shit is gonna tank.
Stop it. Get some help.
That is gonna tank. So if you bought a VFriend Series 2, sell it right now because you're gonna lose it's gonna go down even more, and
yeah, and same thing with the Akutars. Like I know one of the calls we had were the Akutars, and they pumped up to 1.8. Right, they're at 1.85 right now. They're still going to be a public mint. Like there's still I think 5,000 that are to be minted and added to that collection. So Now's not the time. Now is probably not the time to buy Alcatars, even though Dingaling swept like 30 off of the floor and took the price to 2 ETH. But Dingaling's also been pretty notorious for buying the top of a lot of these smaller projects. So
Wait, no fear in the chat says he got in the allow list. I don't know if that's cap or not. And I think he's talking about Moonbirds. But if he did get on Moonbirds, GG. Everybody in the chat, spam those emotes, whatever. GG's getting on that allow list. And that's Accuverse was actually the second one I was going to bring up. Thanks for bringing it up, tagline. But just as Michael said, I don't feel comfortable buying at these prices. Do I believe in the project long term? Yes. But you know how people are. Anytime that there's like a public sale, an increase in supply, and then a reveal, the floor tends to tank, right?
Yep.
So if you're looking into Accutar, you found out about it late, I would not buy right now. I would probably wait until reveal and to see if you can do some snipes.
If they're actually going to have any utility and everything worth buying and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, but Micah, just like Gang Yang, or not just like him, a little bit different, but it's a story where he's grown up in this, and as an artist, he's been able to evolve and grow up with the space. And I think Accutar or Aku, whatever, the character's name is one of the oldest standing in this scene, right? It predates almost all of the projects that we're in, unless you're a super OG. This is the longest standing character IP in the space in terms of the timeline that we've been here. So
yeah, I think there's already TV deals with his Accuverse, dating back to last April. Like, this was already a big deal before things became a big deal. But yeah, I would not buy. Yeah, I would wait for sure. But that's all I have. I am cleaned out. It's Friday. I'm ready to watch into this basketball game and then get some sleep. But I don't know how you guys are feeling.
I'm probably gonna get to 4 a.m. vibing.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you're
about
gonna
to jump on Halo. Yo. Hey, if you guys aren't in the Discord, by the way, our home Discord, NFA does not have a Discord, right? We just felt like it wasn't for us. We felt it's not the right time, not the right moment. We hang out in the Schillerverse. That's discord.gg/Schiller. Yeah, so we hang out in his Discord, and you can find us every single day in there. If you need tips, if you need help, if you're scared to ask somebody about some security stuff, whatever, just don't ask Okina. But if you hop in the voice chat, ask any of us. Get some advice on things. That's discord.gg/Schiller, and then we're there pretty much every single day. There's friendly guys in there, friendly guys and girls, all tier 1 level people. So thank you for hanging out with us today. Thank you for hanging out, sharing your Good Friday with us. We hope you have a good weekend. If you guys are traveling, we hope you stay safe. We hope you get your bag. For those who got Moonbirds, GG's. Have a wonderful Easter. And thank you for all the subs, for all the gifted. Thank you for the new viewers. Hope you come back again.
Yep.
And be your own alpha.
Be your own alpha.
And fuck the Clippers. And thanks, Schiller, for coming on stream, man. That's
yes.
I think you brought a different type of energy for the stream tonight, and it was amazing. I appreciate you and your support and your presence, dude. That's fire. It's a banger. Put some bangers in the chat. Bangers in the chat.
Let's get that banger count up. But yeah, we will see everybody Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Back at our usual daily stream. Until then, like we said, we have a lot of new viewers here. Our last thing is Be Your Own Alpha. Non-fungible alpha. That's our name. It's not really we're giving alpha. It's mainly just to put it on you. Be your own alpha. You're the one making it's your money. It's your decisions. Do your research. Stay hydrated. Check that posture. Grind those whitelists. Be your own alpha. We'll see you on Monday.
Peace.
Peace.
Double banger.